Hello, everybody. It's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with the Amphibians. How are you guys?
We are special.
Cosmic.
Awesome. Let's get started by introducing yourselves and what instruments you play.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. My name is Dave Davies. My stage name is Swag Swaisley.
Awesome.
I play a Mosrite guitar.
Ooh.
So that's me. And we have other members of the band, but they're not here. But we do have Squid, who is the drummer.
How did you?
Right, my day job name. My day job name is Tom Coates.
Cool. How long you guys been playing together, and how did you meet?
Well, Dave and I have been playing together off and on since somewhere around 1982. And he moved in next door to me, and we met and hit it off. But then as a surf band, it was 2008 that we started playing as a surf band.
What do you think? I've noticed the trend of like you had the first wave, the second wave, but somewhere around 2008, 2009, there was a big surge of bands starting up. What do you think the catalyst was for that?
I think it was the internet, because up until then, nobody knew. Most people didn't know what surf music was, and if you didn't know what it was, there was no place to get it or hear it unless you knew a radio station that would play that, which is what they have here in Cincinnati. Every Saturday night, there's a radio program called the Rockin' and Surfing Show.
Oh,
and
awesome.
they've been on the air for over 30 years, believe it or not, playing surf music. So we got in it in 2008, which was about the time what you just said, and we've been at it ever since.
Very cool. So Cincinnati, did they play the radio station? Did they play the local bands as well as more well-known bands?
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about it. We're buddies with those guys. We go to play in the studio live, and they play. There's several bands here in Cincinnati that they play on the radio all the time, and it's a beautiful thing.
It must be a blast going in the studio, setting up your gear and playing.
It is.
So
somebody calls in and says they liked it or makes a request or something, it's pretty gratifying.
That's awesome. Is there
that radio station?
Go ahead.
That radio station has put on a lot of surf shows where they have like surf festival nights and things, and they've done a lot to promote the whole genre, and we've gotten to be part of that since at least since 2008, and that's been pretty neat.
Awesome. What was it called again?
WAIF.
WAIF FM 88.3, and it's the Rockin' and Surfing Show every Saturday night at from 6 till 8.
Awesome. You can fit a lot in 2 hours.
Oh, they play. Yeah, the songs are short.
Yeah.
A lot of songs in. So yeah, it's a great thing because they look for new music to play all the time. So that's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Well,
awesome.
An interesting story. A guy came to one of our shows and said, "Oh, I've been wanting to hear you guys ever since I heard you on the radio." down in Florida at Cocoa Beach. And I said, "Oh, who's playing this at Cocoa Beach?" And he goes, "Well, WAIF." I said, "WAIF, they're Cincinnati. They can barely broadcast out of the city." He said, "No, I listen on the computer."
Oh, awesome.
So it's a, public station. It doesn't have a lot of airwave power, but it goes out on streaming as well. And, people listen to it.
That's pretty amazing. I would have never thought that. I guess they have their own website and you could just go there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
they play a whole variety of different kind of music. But Saturday night at 6 to 8 is always the Rockin' and Surfing show, and they always have a theme. So one might be a space theme, or it might be a shark theme, or it might be a surfing theme, or a hot rod theme. So they try to cover all the genres that are within, the surf scene.
Awesome.
So
Well,
if anybody wanted to listen to it, it'd be Saturday night, 6 to 8 on WAIF, and they do a real good job.
there's in my hometown in Pennsylvania, there's every Father's Day there's a hot rod show. They're not all hot
Okay.
rods, but mostly hot rods, and they have a band. Sometimes it's country, but a lot of times it's rockabilly. So I don't know where they bring them in from, but they're always really good rockabilly bands playing there.
Right. Yeah, we've played at a couple of car shows too, because that twangy guitar and hot rods go together.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of guitars, your
Well,
most you went really old school with that.
Yeah. It's an oldie. It's probably in the late 60s. Yeah, that's what I use. It's fun to play, and it's almost like a piece of art because
Yeah.
of the way it's been made.
My
So yeah,
uncle,
it's
my uncle used to play a mouse right, and he said that was like the holy grail.
yeah, that's what they say, and I always have fun playing it. I know that. I look forward to getting it out of the case and tuning it up.
I'm sorry, Tom, I interrupted you.
Oh, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Something
no.
really insightful, I'm sure.
Oh. So tell me about the music that you have out. How many albums? And you said you got together around, you met in 82, you started in 2008. What were you doing in between that time? Were you playing in other bands? What kind of bands were they?
Well, that's a good question. One of the things that ate up all that time span was getting married and raising a family.
Yep.
So there's several years involved in that. And once the kids
Right.
got of age, and Tom was getting to where his kids were getting old enough to take care of themselves. He got the itch to get back into playing some rock and roll drums, and I'd been listening to WAIF, the Rockin' and Surfing show, for years, and kind of getting subliminally baptized into surf music and the reverb and twang and every whammy bar and all that. And so I got Tom interested in it, and we started out playing it at whatever we could play or whatever we would learn.
Awesome.
Well, actually, he told me, he said, "Let's be a surf band." And I go, "Huh? I'm not sure about that." And then I started listening to it, especially bands like the Mermen and the Insect Surfers, and
Cocktail
I
Preacher.
thought, oh, yeah, the Cocktail Preachers. I thought, man, this can be great. And so we had about 5 songs that could pass as surf songs, and we got put into this surf festival that WAIF was putting on. and they kind of put us in at the last minute, and we had to go very last of the night because nobody wanted the late night spot.
Oh yeah.
And we went on right after the headliners, which had come down from Chicago, which was
Roger and the Ray Band.
wasn't
Roger and the
yeah,
Ray.
Roger and the Ray Band. And so we played our 5 songs and people loved it. And we went over really well. So we got done and we looked at each other and said, well, I guess we're a surf band.
Awesome.
Then our next show,
And,
we went to Cleveland and played at the Beachland Ballroom with 4 or 5 other bands from up that way, and we that's how we got our feet wet.
Awesome.
And as far as the albums we have 5 different CDs. The very first one that has our 5 songs on it, and then the other 4 are a little more production wise, a little better production wise. So yeah, we have 5 CDs at this point, and we have enough music for another one. We just haven't got it done yet.
Did you guys put your music out on your own?
Yeah. We're on.
right.
We're
Yeah.
on.
We
all
put
those,
it, CD Baby is how it got distributed to Spotify and stuff
Oh, really?
like that. Yeah.
So
But yeah,
go ahead.
his Dave's son is has a recording studio, and so we recorded a lot with him, and then a guy in another surf band down in Nashville.
Crazy Aces.
Yeah, the Crazy Aces, and what's the guy from? Dang.
I know. McCullough.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Alex McCullough, the bass player in the Crazy Aces, he does mastering in Nashville for big name people,
yeah.
and he mastered our most recent CD, which isn't all that recent anymore, but the Enigma of the Deep. So
Can you show that again?
that's the one. Yeah, show it, Dave. Hold it up. There.
That's awesome. Who did the cover?
Well, that's a good question. There's a fan of ours in Lexington, Kentucky, who also loves surf music. He also wears a lucha mask, just like all day, I think. He's an artist, and he painted circus freak show backdrops, as well as other pictures of surrealistic pictures. His name is Jimmy Gordon, and these are the kind of pictures he drew. And I asked him if it'd be okay if we used it, and he said sure.
Oh, he did that one too?
He did both
Yeah.
of them.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's really good, and he's a lot of fun, and he was all for it, and he loved it, and we're promoting him and promoting our music, so it's all good.
Yeah, totally. Wow, I really like I really like those covers. Since it's the first time I'm seeing them, I'm kind of like, whoa.
Right. Yeah, he's got a really nice vision for what his art needs to be, and like I said, he painted circus freak show backdrops, so that gave him a little. That's where he's coming from.
How do you?
Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the things about the surf music world is everybody's friends. All the bands that meet each other are friends, and these people just help each other. Like Alex mastered our CD. Jimmy Gordon, Alex McCullough, and Jimmy Gordon let us use his artwork on the CDs. Friends of ours in Dayton called
Team
Team
Void.
Void. Right. They're artists as well, and they did a very cool logo for us that we put on our business cards and had stickers made. They just did it because they felt like it. You know, they said, "Hey, check this out," and they sent us this very cool picture of us and our band logo, and so that, everybody just helps each other out, and it's not a competition. It's we're not competing for an audience. We're sharing audiences. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty neat.
I've noticed that about the surf community, that it's more about helping each other than maybe some other genres of music.
Right. You're exactly right, because it's kind of it's a fresh sound, and the guys that are into it are are out to promote the whole scene, not just themselves. And so we're all about that ourselves too.
Awesome.
Well,
So
we
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay. Well, one of the things we did in Cincinnati is we got a weekly spot at a kind of an obscure bar in northern Kentucky. And yeah, and we were going to play,
Yes.
be the Amphibians, and we thought, well, let's invite one of our surf band buddies to come and play, and they can bring their people, we'll bring our people, and we'll have even more people at the bar. And so every month we would play and have a different local band with us. And at a few times we had friends from out of town, like the Madeira came one
Oh,
time, the
wow.
Cocktail Preachers came, Roger and
Well,
the
they
Ray
came
Bands
several-
came.
Yeah, Roger and the Ray Brands, Cocktail Preachers.
So Yvonne was
And then-
there with you?
Oh yeah, Yvonne's a good friend of ours.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, we played a lot of shows with him. Either in Cincinnati we'd put something on and they'd come, or we'd go play with them at times in Indianapolis.
Yeah, the Melody Inn, and the radio in Indianapolis too.
He's a terrific
So yeah,
guitar player.
we played several shows. Okay, sorry.
He's terrific.
I said he's a terrific guitar player.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
Yeah, he's at the top of the rung, top shelf.
And he's polite about it when he hangs out with us.
Before we get too far, I wanted to mention, the other two guys in the band
Sure.
who didn't make this meeting tonight. They might pop in, I'm not sure, but Ron White is the other guitar player, and his son Eli White is the bass player. And so between Squid and me and Ron and Eli, that's our whole band. And what I was going to say was, Ron and Eli have been playing in the surf band since about 1995. They've really been at it a long time.
The Maladroits.
Yeah, called the Maladroits. They were basically Cincinnati's surf band gods, and they've been at it a long time. And then somehow we snatched them up, and they've been playing with us for a couple years now.
That's awesome.
We should also mention Peter Dukes is our other bass player, because a lot of times Eli can't do it. So probably half the time Peter Dukes, also known as Pedro, plays bass with us. Don't want to forget him.
It must be really really fun for a father and a son to be in a band. I can only imagine what it'd be like being in a band with my son.
Yeah, well, that's with Ron and Eli. Ron had Eli and Eli's brother, whose name is Sky. They were the Maladroits. They started when they were 12.
Wow.
And and 10, 12 and 10, and they've been playing ever since. Ron's son Sky is also in a band called Foxy Shazam, which is like a national recording band. And so that's a family. Plus Ron's wife plays stand-up bass. So that's their whole family is a musical montage of talent, and it's pretty incredible.
Awesome. I would to have that music, like that opportunity to just sit and jam with somebody at any time would be great.
Yeah, that's fun.
So you said you were working on some songs. Did you write them during the pandemic?
I don't know. I don't know about that so much, but songs just sort of come out of nowhere at any particular time. So to sit down and say I'm going to write a song might work, but it might not just as easily.
Yeah.
So I always have a few songs up my sleeve that might be good ideas, but not really completed as a song. And then as time goes on, it just kind of figure it out. And then when we get the band together, we sort of try it out and see how things go. And, it's not magic to it. It just kind of works out that way.
It's not like he comes into rehearsal and says, hey, here's a new song. It's more like, hey, check this out. Let's see if it amounts to anything. And we jam on it, basically. And we'll try at different speeds, or we might change a part or different feels.
And then even as time goes on, it changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. They don't stay the same.
Now you have two guitarists. Do you play lead or rhythm?
A little both.
You guys kind of flip flop.
Yeah. I have a style, and Ron has a style, right. And we sort of take turns playing, what we do best, and it works out just fine.
Awesome. I want to go back to what was said about Nashville. Why do you think Nashville has so many different genres? It used to be known for country music, but now a lot of musicians of all types of genres are moving there. What is it about that place?
It's the Music City. That's pretty much it. It's like, if you play music, you got to go to Nashville to check it out. And that doesn't mean you have to get down there and play, but it's just, you're just absorbed in music down there, and musicians and dreamers, and waiting for the big break and all that kind of thing.
I think Tom had stepped away.
Hope he didn't pass out.
No, I saw him walk out the door.
But anyway, yeah.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Tom. Oh, I see the shirt.
Yeah, he's got this shirt.
Very cool. So
play it loud and watch out for cops.
So I'm glad you're here to wrap things up. Is there anything either of you want to say or promote, or maybe kind of announce to our listeners, or anything I haven't touched on? Do you want to say anything to wrap it up?
Well, there's a list of people we really want to mention, because they've been real important to us over the years. We've had other bass players who are great guys, and we just, they're various reasons they're not with us now. But Chris DeMel, also known as Scrod. Mancuda, which is Dennis Downing, was our very first bass player.
Stacy.
Yes, Stacy Fenner. Stacy's a fantastic photographer and has a lot of band pictures of different surf bands and other bands in Cincinnati. Don and Beth Schott are tireless promoters of surf music in Cincinnati. And they've done a lot. They've done a lot to help us and all the bands in Cincinnati.
Well, of course, WAIF too. I don't want to forget those guys.
Yeah, Guy
they
Moore and Rocket Rick.
Rocket Robert was the DJ. Rocket Rick is a DJ. Guy Moore, Handsome Dan. Those are all DJs over
Lou
the course
Zoller.
of time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lou. So yeah, those are the people that have helped us, have played our music on the radio, have gotten, places for us to play, recommended us. Just that's everybody's, it's a brotherhood.
Awesome. And
Well, Chad Shivers down in
Oh yeah.
Chad Shivers in Atlanta does a huge amount to promote surf music.
awesome.
Mystery Men.
Chad Shivers,
Who is
the Mystery
who is-
Man.
Oh, the Mystery Man. Okay.
Yeah,
I have
Chad
to-
Shivers. He puts on the Southern Surf Stomp in Atlanta.
Okay.
We'll have to get you over here to Cincinnati one of these days.
Oh, I would love to. I'm actually not that far. I'm in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh. Well,
So
that's-
it's not that
that's
not that
definitely-
far.
It's just like an hour and a half, right?
Right. Yeah, right. I think maybe like
You
9 or
catch the
10
lights.
hours.
well, I want to get us up to Otto's Shrunken Head Lounge. If I could get us into Otto's Shrunken Head Lounge, we have no more reason to live.
We have a standing invitation to play there. It's just getting there and making the trip, affording it, and all that.
Yeah. Because you gotta have a place to stay and gas
Right.
and food. Yeah. So I wanna
No, wait,
go ahead.
go ahead. I was going to say one thing about, the music is nobody's making a bunch of money on it. Nobody's getting rich. We're doing it because we want to promote the scene, and we believe that people need to hear it.
Yeah, I get
As
that.
fun as can be.
I get that general information, like the general feeling from everybody involved in the surf community.
Right.
Everybody's working. Not everybody. The majority of the people are working. Even the labels have full-time jobs and are
Yeah.
putting out releases like every month. They're burning a candle at both ends to keep it going, which is kind of inspiring.
Sure. Yes, it is. It is.
So I want to thank you guys so much for your time, and I was really happy to get to know you, and I'm glad you saw some of our interviews. That makes me feel good, and I just want to wish you a good rest of your day.
All right. Well, thanks for having us. It's been a lot of fun, and anybody that takes the time to help the scene, is okay with me.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you very
sir.
much.
Thank
Great
you
to meet you.
guys. Great to meet you too.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan.